One of the most common questions in the human design world is what does it mean to be a manifester, a generator, projector, reflector, whatever your type is? So, this is the beginning of building a repository of human design information to start with the mechanics, the foundation of the mechanics, to build an awareness, to build a deeper understanding and perspective of what your energy really means, and recognizing that we'll talk about it generally, but the best way to understand your own individual energy is to receive a reading and work with a human design coach like Hannah or myself, but also recognizing that go find somebody who resonates with you or with whom you resonate out on the market. This is an opportunity to dive deeper into the mechanics, and we're starting with type. So, in the world of human design, there are actually four different types. A lot of people will say that there are five different types. There are not. Now, there are subtypes within a generator. There's a pure generator and a manifesting generator. But all in all, there are only four types. The way that manifesting generator and generator operate are not different. Now, how the very specific nuanced way that the energy works is different. But when it comes to type and how the energy enters the world, they're not different. There are four types. Manifestors enter the world with repelling and closed energy. Generators and manifesting generators enter the world with open and enveloping energy. Projectors enter the world with focused and absorbing energy. And reflectors enter the world with sampling and resistant energy. And we'll talk about all of these in their own specific recording. You're encouraged to really start with your own type in order to understand how your energy or the kind of the very baseline of your energy works. Because when it comes to human design, everything comes back to type and strategy. Now, recognize those two things are actually different. They are not the same. Type is how the energy enters the world. Strategy is how the energy approaches the world. And we'll kind of talk about those when we talk about type in tandem, but recognizing that everything comes back to type and everything about your energy is rooted in how it enters the world or how it's designed to enter the world. And again, you're encouraged to start with your own type so that you can understand your own energy, but then also dive into the world of other types to understand how their energy is here to enter the world. Now you interact with that as you learn more about your energy. So today we're going to start with the manifester. Manifestors enter the world with closed and repelling energy. And this idea, constantly asking this question, whether they're conscious of it or not, is how do I impact and will I be answered? Think of these as kind of the existential questions that each type asks themselves. Again, whether they actually do or not, but it's kind of what the energy is asking in order to really understand the mechanics. One of the things to really understand about each type is they come with a signature theme, meaning this is when that type is operating correctly, this is what it experiences, a signature theme. For manifestors specifically, that's peace and the not self theme. So when a manifestor is working against their own energy, they experience anger. So, how do those two things kind of come to fruition? So, one of the things to really think about and really to understand in the world of human design is that we as humans, we all experience resistance. And oftentimes, when we're looking at it through our own energy, if a manifestor is feeling anger, that anger is often placed on the outside world. Well, I'm experiencing resistance or anger because people aren't doing what I think they should be doing, or people aren't doing what I tell them to do. The resistance manifestors experience, and this is the same with all types, is when you resist your internal energy, when you resist how your energy works. Now, yes, we all experience resistance from the outside world. That's not to say that doesn't exist. But when you experience the resistance energetically, it's you working against your own energy. And manifestors know that's happening when they experience anger. Manifestors have closed and repelling auras. Their energy is pushing out. Manifestors are the only ones to actually initiate action and to act independently. Now, that doesn't mean that they do things independently. It simply means that they act independently. And manifestors are here to initiate. One of the things to really understand if you are a manifestor or about manifestors is that manifestors do not know what they are here to initiate. They also do not know what impact they will have. Oftentimes, a manifester experiences anger because they are forcing the initiation. Are informing with demands, or they are informing with expectations. I'm telling you to do this, so go do that to get X results. That's when manifestors experience anger, is that they are mentally going after initiation versus allowing their inner authority. So for manifestors, that could be emotional, that could be splenic, or that could be ego power or heart center, a willpower. That's where the initiation comes from, is through a manifestor's inner authority. They determine it's correct. They've gone through their decision making process. It is correct for me to now inform others. And that is the strategy of a manifestor, is to inform that once they have made the correct decision for themselves through their inner authority, they then go inform others, those who they're around, who might be connected to them in any way, or those who they've determined through their inner authority could be correct to help bring this bring this initiation forward. Again, repeating that manifestors aren't really here to know what they're going to initiate, nor do they know the impact they're going to have. It's through their strategy of informing that allows others, through their own strategy and authority, to make the decision if it's correct for them to enter into that realm of whatever the manifestor has initiated. So here's a really simple example to explain the mechanics. Now, recognize we all live in the real world, and not everything is this simple, is this perfect, is this clear cut, but it provides context for the way that the energy is designed to operate. So let's say you have a manifestor husband and wife. You have the manifestor wife and a generator husband. The manifestor wife comes in, is in the kitchen. She's decided through her inner authority to inform her generator husband, I'm not taking out the trash. There is no agenda to that. There is no blame or shame. There is no guilt tripping the generator husband into doing it. It's simple and informing of, through my inner authority as the manifestor wife, I've told my generator husband, I'm not taking out the trash. The generator husband can then, through his own strategy and authority, as someone who's here to respond, can take that information, to take that quote unquote initiation and feel into his own energy. Oh, mhm, yeah, I have the energy to take out the trash. Yeah, sure. I'll go do that. Or, okay, I hear that she's not taking the trash out. I don't have the energy to take out the trash either. Now, recognize, again, real world, eventually the trash has to be taken out. Life needs to move forward. Things need to happen, but it shows how the mechanics are there to work. Manifestor wife walks into the kitchen, has decided through her own inner authority to inform her generator husband, I'm not taking out the trash right now. He then, through his own strategy and authority, gets to decide if he has the energy to take out the trash or he doesn't. And then recognizing that, hey, 10 minutes from that moment, she either may inform him again, or he finds the available energy, knowing that she's not going to take out the trash, that he has the energy to take out the trash. Or 10 minutes later, depending on her own inner authority, she may now inform him, oh, I'm taking out the trash. And then done. It is, so it is written, so it is done, right? Again, it's a very simple example, but it's a demonstration of how the mechanics are intended to work. And recognizing that we all live in the real world, it's not that simple, it's not that easy, but that's why it's an experiment. It's that once you learn what this information and how the mechanics are designed to work, then utilizing through that your own energy. But recognize that someone's very specific human design and all of the intricate details of their design, let's say, for example, this splenic manifestor, there's all these nuances that come into play based on what that looks like. And oftentimes, what this, not oftentimes, always, what a type's strategy is there for is to interrupt the invented persona that type has taken on. And that invented persona comes through the openness in someone's design. And we'll talk about this when we get deeper into centers that are defined versus undefined, openness versus definition, and what that all means. But that's what the strategy really exists for, is to approach the world in a way that the type is designed for that energy to enter into the world. Type is how you enter into the world, strategy is how you approach the world. And recognizing that your strategy is really there to help interrupt when you're not operating as yourself, when you're creating resistance for yourself, and recognizing that when to make the most correct decision for you comes through your inner authority. So, moving forward, we will have all kinds of videos like this. They are designed to be short, they are designed to give the most relevant information, but also raise questions. If you have a reaction, if you want to learn something, if you want to dive deeper into what a type means, reach out to us at Expansive CEO. You can contact me directly at lauren@expansiveceo.com. Bring all those questions in. We'll use them to create more videos. We'll talk about it on the podcast. Join our mailing list, and we might even talk about things on there. These videos are designed to really dive into the basics of energy mechanics to support you in building the awareness and understanding of what your specific energy means, knowing that the best way to do that is to partner with someone like us in order to really dive into the intricate details. But we also encourage you to go out there and find whomever you resonate with. Thanks so much. Until next time when we talk about generators.